Have you ever found yourself with a bit more time on your hands, maybe after retiring or slowing down, but felt unsure about how to fill it with something that truly lights you up? If you're over 65, you might think the days of diving into hobbies with passion are behind you, but I'm here to tell you that's far from true. Rediscovering hobbies, or even finding new ones, can bring so much joy, purpose, and energy to your life, whether it's painting, gardening, or something totally new. Hobbies keep your mind sharp, your heart happy, and give you a reason to smile every day. In this video, we're going to share 6 simple ways to rediscover hobbies that spark joy, tailored for seniors and easy to start right from home. These are practical, fun ideas to help you reconnect with what makes you feel alive, no matter your experience or mobility. So, grab a cozy seat, maybe a cup of tea, and let's dive into the first couple ways to bring hobbies back into your life. The first way to rediscover hobbies is to reflect on what you loved in the past. Sometimes life gets busy, and we set aside things that used to make us happy, like knitting, playing an instrument, or even writing letters. My friend Margaret, who's 67, used to love sketching as a young mom, but stopped when work and family took over. She decided to pick up a pencil again, just doodling for fun, and now she's filling sketchbooks with drawings of her garden. The key is to think back to activities that brought you joy, even decades ago, and give them a try in a simple way. Research shows that engaging in creative hobbies can boost mood and cognitive health in seniors, keeping your brain active and stress low. Sit down with a notebook and jot down things you enjoyed as a kid or younger adult. Maybe it was gardening, puzzles, or singing. You don't need to be an expert. Just start small. Margaret began with 10 minutes of sketching a day, and it's become her favorite part of the morning. Try revisiting one old hobby this week. Even if it's just flipping through a photo album to spark memories or strumming a few chords on an old guitar. It's like reconnecting with an old friend, bringing back that sense of joy. Next, let's talk about exploring hobbies that are gentle on the body, especially if mobility or energy is a concern. You don't need to run marathons or lift heavy weights to enjoy a hobby. There are plenty of seated or low-energy activities that are just as fulfilling. My neighbor Tom, who's 69, thought hobbies had to be active until he discovered jigsaw puzzles. He started with a 100-piece puzzle, and now he's hooked, saying it's like a mini adventure every time he completes one. Studies show that hobbies like puzzles, knitting, or even reading can improve mental sharpness and reduce stress in seniors. Look for activities you can do comfortably at home, like coloring books, model building, or listening to audiobooks while following along with a physical copy. Tom sets up his puzzle table in the living room, and it's become a relaxing ritual. If you're not sure where to start, visit your local library or craft store for ideas. Many offer senior-friendly kits or classes. Try setting aside 15 minutes a day for a low-energy hobby, and you'll be surprised how much joy it brings. Another great way is to connect with others through hobbies, which can make them even more enjoyable and motivating. Joining a group or class can spark inspiration and help you stick with it. My cousin Linda, who's 66, was hesitant to try new hobbies alone, but she joined a local book club and found she loved discussing stories with new friends. Now, she's even started writing short stories herself. Research shows that social hobbies boost emotional health and reduce loneliness in seniors, which is so important for overall well-being. Look for community centers, senior groups, or even online clubs for things like knitting, photography, or gardening. Linda's book club meets once a month, and she says it's given her a new sense of purpose. Try checking out one group activity, even if it's just online, to see what clicks. These steps, reflecting on past passions, choosing gentle hobbies, and connecting with others, are simple ways to rediscover joy through hobbies. You're already making wonderful strides toward rediscovering hobbies by reflecting on past passions, choosing gentle activities, and connecting with others. Those steps are like planting seeds for joy in your daily life. These approaches help you find activities that light you up, whether it's sketching, puzzling, or sharing stories with new friends. After 65, hobbies are a fantastic way to keep your mind sharp and your heart full, and they're easier to dive into than you might think. Let's keep momentum going with 3 more ways to spark joy through hobbies, making them a natural and fun part of your routine. The next way is to try something completely new, even if it feels a bit outside your comfort zone. It's never too late to explore a fresh interest, and you might discover a hidden talent. My friend George, who's 68, had never tried painting until he saw a beginner's watercolor class at his community center. He signed up on a whim, and now he loves creating small landscapes, saying it's like a mini vacation for his mind. Research shows that learning new skills boosts cognitive health and confidence in seniors, keeping your brain active and engaged. You don't need to be an expert. Look for beginner-friendly hobbies like photography, birdwatching, or even simple cooking experiments. George started with a $10 watercolor set and free online tutorials, and it's become his favorite evening activity. Try picking one new thing to explore this month. Maybe something you've always been curious about, like calligraphy or listening to a new music genre. Start with just 10 minutes a day and let yourself have fun without pressure. Now, let's talk about making hobbies part of your daily rhythm by tying them to existing routines. This makes it easier to stick with them and turns them into a natural part of your day. My neighbor Clara, who's 70, wanted to get back into gardening, but felt overwhelmed by the idea of starting a big project. She began by tending a small herb pot on her windowsill while having her morning coffee, and now she's growing basil and parsley, which she uses in her cooking. Studies show that incorporating hobbies into daily routines increases enjoyment and reduces stress for seniors, as it feels less like a task and more like a treat. Think about a time of day when you have a few minutes, like after breakfast or before bed, and pair it with a hobby, such as knitting while watching TV or journaling during your afternoon tea. Clara keeps her gardening tools right by her kitchen sink, so it's easy to water her herbs. You can start small, maybe reading a short story each evening or doing a few crossword clues in the morning. These little moments add up, making your hobbies a joyful habit that brightens your day. Another great way to rediscover hobbies is to use technology to explore or enhance them, which can open up a world of possibilities from the comfort of home. Online resources make it easier than ever to learn or enjoy hobbies, even if mobility or access is a challenge. My cousin Ed, who's 71, rediscovered his love for music by watching YouTube tutorials to play simple ukulele songs. He says it's like having a teacher in his living room, and he's now strumming along to his favorite old tunes. Research shows that technology-supported hobbies like online classes or apps for learning crafts boost engagement and mental well-being in seniors. You can try free apps for drawing, virtual museum tours, or even online writing groups. Ed uses a tablet to follow along with ukulele videos, and it's become a fun evening ritual. Check out your local library for free tech classes or browse YouTube for beginner tutorials on hobbies like baking or photography. Start with one online resource, maybe a 10-minute video, and see what sparks your interest. These approaches, trying something new, tying hobbies to routines, and using technology are simple ways to bring joy and creativity back into your life. You're doing an incredible job rediscovering hobbies by reflecting on past passions, choosing gentle activities, connecting with others, trying new things, tying hobbies to daily routines, and using technology to explore new interests. These steps are like opening doors to joy, helping you fill your days with activities that make your heart sing and keep your mind sharp after 65. Let's wrap up with one final way to spark joy through hobbies and some tips to make these habits a lasting part of your life, so you can keep finding purpose and fun every day. The last way to rediscover hobbies is to share your creations or experiences with others, which can make your hobbies even more rewarding. Whether it's showing off a painting, sharing a recipe, or teaching a friend a new skill, sharing brings a sense of connection and pride. My friend Helen, who's 67, started knitting scarves again after years away from a hobby, and now she gifts them to her grandkids. She says seeing their smiles makes her feel like she's spreading joy. Research shows that sharing hobbies boosts emotional well-being and reduces loneliness in seniors, as it creates a sense of community and purpose. You don't need to be an expert. Maybe share a photo of your garden with a neighbor, post a drawing online, or teach a family member a simple craft. Helen started small by giving a scarf to her daughter, and now she's knitting for a local charity. Try sharing one thing from your hobby this month, like a recipe or a story, and see how it feels to connect through your passion. It's like adding a sprinkle of magic to your hobby, making it even more special. To make these hobbies a regular part of your life, start small and focus on what feels fun, not forced. You don't need to dive into every idea at once. Just pick one or two that excite you and build from there. My neighbor Clara, who's 70, began with 10 minutes of coloring each evening, and now she's joined an online art group and spends hours creating. Studies show that consistent engagement in hobbies, even for a few minutes daily, improves mood and cognitive health in seniors, keeping you vibrant and engaged. Try tying your hobby to a specific time, like reading a chapter after lunch or watering plants in the morning. Clara keeps her coloring books by her couch, so it's easy to pick up. If you're worried about time or energy, set a goal of just 5 minutes a day, or join a friend to make it social. Check with your local community center or online platforms for free or low-cost classes to keep you inspired. These small steps turn hobbies into joyful habits that fit your life, whether you're at home or on the go. By embracing these 6 ways, revisiting past passions, choosing gentle hobbies, connecting with others, trying new activities, tying hobbies to routines, and sharing your creations, you're filling your days with purpose and joy. Think of my cousin Ed, who's 71. He started with simple ukulele strumming and now plays for his grandkids, beaming with pride. These approaches aren't about being perfect. They're about finding what makes you happy and keeping your spirit young. Try one idea this week, maybe doodling for a few minutes or join a local book club, and notice how it lifts your mood. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which hobby are you excited to rediscover? Or do you have a favorite activity that brings you joy? If this video helped, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tips to thrive after 65. Tap the bell icon for new videos every week. Thank you for watching, and here's to rediscovering hobbies, sparking joy, and living your best life at any age.